Hi, I'm Jenny. Thanks for joining me in this practice. We'll go ahead and begin in a seated position, bringing one hand to rest on top of the other, grounding down through your base, widening through the chest and through the back. Then come to a satisfying breath in and a supportive breath out. Just taking a moment to connect to the sturdiness that's beneath you. The calming of the breath, the calming of the mind. And the touch of the hands. So the hands are creating a mudra. And a mudra is a non-verbal way of communicating. It's a gesture. Just notice how you're holding your hands. Where you're feeling any sensation or warmth or space. And about 3 more cycles of breath. And then interlace the fingers, reach the knuckles up towards the sky, spin the knuckles away from the crown of the head and reach it up. Good, take a nice side lean over to the right, grounding down through left hip. Come back through center, side lean up and over to the left. Good. Grounding down through the outer right hip. Coming back through center. Release the hands, bring them behind the hips, lift up the heart. Good, sternum high, shoulder blades towards the spine. Release, rounding through the back, interlacing through the fingers and drawing the sternum away from the reach of the hands. Reach the arms back up to the sky, side body lean over to the right with breath. Come back through center, side body lean over to the left. Reach the arms skyward, really lengthen through the arms, open up the space between the ribs and the hips, the arms and the armpits. Fingers release, hands behind the hips, lift up the chest, the breastbone, and then round through the back. Re-interlacing the fingers, drawing belly towards spine. One more time through, lift up through the arms, stretch out the fingers, side body lean over to the right. Back through center, side body lean over to the left. Back through center, opening up the thorax, lifting up through the chest, and then rounding through the back. Good, release the hands down, bring the right ear down towards the right shoulder, circle the neck down and around. And then the left ear down to the left shoulder, circle down and around. And come back to a neutral spine, bring the hands underneath the thighs, extend the legs out, hold your boat pose for a moment. Arms extend out, feet engage. And then switch the crossing of your feet. Come back onto your seat. Lower the left ear down to the left shoulder, circle it down and round over to the right. And then right ear down to the right shoulder, circle down around. Come back to a neutral spine. Take the left hand, bring it to the low back or to the inner part of the right thigh. Right hand comes to the outer left hip. Twist open to your left. Sturdy breath in and satisfying breath out. Sturdy breath in, satisfying breath out. Release, you'll come to the opposite side, bringing the right hand to the low back, taking the right hand to the inner left thigh, and then left hand to outer right knee. Twist open to the right, sturdy breath in, satisfying breath out. Sturdy breath in, satisfying breath out. Good, and release, coming to a tabletop. You'll lower all the way down onto your belly, nice and slow. Bringing the fingertips towards the heels and the toes will point behind you. Straighten through the arms, press through the palms, lift the chest off of the mat. Keep the neck nice and long. Inhale, breathe into the space between the mat and your chest. Lower yourself back down. Good, 2 more. Use tops of the feet, palms of the hands to lift the spine off. Ground down through pubic bone and lower. Good, 1 more round with a full sturdy breath in and a nice satisfying breath out. Hands will come underneath the shoulders. Press yourself up to a tabletop, then downward facing dog. Pedal out your downward facing dog. Take your downward facing dog as wide as you like. As you begin to work into the lower body, keeping that extension through the arms, grounding through the palms. Settle in a still downward facing dog. Right leg goes high, left heel melts down. Right knee to right elbow. Right leg high. Right knee to left elbow. Right leg high. Downward facing dog. Sturdy breath in. Satisfying breath out. Left leg goes high. Left knee to left elbow. Left leg high. Left leg to right elbow. Left leg high. Downward facing dog. Walk the feet to meet your hands at the top of your mat. Take the hands right behind the ankles. Loosen through the neck. Take a hold of the back of the Achilles tendon, soleus area. Right in between where the Achilles and the calf is a muscle that lies underneath your gastrocnemius muscle called the soleus. We're working to breathe into the belly of the deep, soft tissues as we move a layer deeper into our body. Good, draw the chest a little further down. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Interlace the hands. Sunflower up and around with the arms extended. Palms reach up to the ceiling for a back bend. And then sunflower down the opposite side. Reverse directions, up and over to the left, reaching those knuckles away, moving those hips, shifting the weight in your feet. Finding length along the side bodies, one more in each direction. A nice yawning open of the tissues. Forward fold. Right leg goes high, standing splits, Shiva squat. Standing splits, Shiva squat. Standing splits, low lunge. Rise up to high crescent. Interlace the hands, airplane torso, airplane arms with the hands interlaced. Energetically draw back through the left heel as you widen through your armpits. Open up to warrior two. Reverse warrior. Star pose. Warrior two to the back of your mat. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Use your hands to help open up through the right inner thigh. Press the left femur bone forward and down. Low lunge to the back of your space. Draw the weight forward and back. Standing splits, left leg goes high. Pyramid pose. Bringing the left leg a little forward, extending the heart away from the leg to begin with. Nice long spine. And pyramid pose. Sturdy breath in. Satisfying breath out. Sturdy breath in. Satisfying breath out. Standing splits, left leg goes high. Step back to a low lunge. Low lunge to airplane torso. Arms fingers interlace, arms extend out long. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Star. Warrior two, back to the front of your space. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. And the left arm helps to prop open the left hip. Retone through the upper body. Low lunge. Rock weight forward and back. Standing splits. Right leg goes high. Pyramid pose. Bring that right leg in a little closer. Halfway lift. Elongate the spine, then melt down around. Scissor the inner thighs, keeping the feet grounded. Sturdy breath in. Satisfying breath out. Right leg goes high, standing splits to lunge. High plank, vinyasa. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breathe into the space between your shins, underneath the arches of the feet, in between the arms. Inhale. Exhale. Right leg steps forward to lunge. Rise up to airplane torso. Airplane torso, warrior two. Reverse warrior. Star pose. Warrior two to the back of your space. Reverse your warrior. Extended side angle. Low lunge. Standing splits, right leg high. Shiva squat. Standing splits. Shiva squat. Standing splits. Shiva squat. Right leg extends back. Rise up through high crescent. Open up through warrior two. Triangle pose, left arm, left leg straightens. Tilt the torso, triangle. Take a full cycle of breath in and out. Good, draw the right hip back, the left inner thigh forward. Few breaths in triangle. Rise up through star. Warrior two, back to the front of your space. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Triangle. A few breaths in triangle. Low lunge back to the front of your space. Rock forward and back. High plank. Vinyasa through. Downward facing dog. Good. Settle the heels. Nice sturdy breath in and out. Left leg steps forward. Standing splits. Shiva squat. Warrior one. Interlace the hands, reach them up to the ceiling. Then lean the chest back. Find an extension through the spine. Release the hands, fingertip graze the earth. Airplane warrior one. Back up to warrior one, graze the earth. Each time, exhale, strong breath out, sweep the earth. Find one more round. Rise up to warrior one, star pose. Point both toes so the outer edges of the feet are parallel to the outer edges of the mat. Wide-legged forward fold. Hold on to the back of the Achilles. Crown of the head down to the earth, sit bones up to the sky. Strong flat back brings you back to star. Warrior one to the back of your space. Right hip hugs back. Interlace the hands, lift the chest, open up through the armpits and the upper part of the rib cage. Sweep the earth away, strong exhale. Two more. Good, find that sturdy breath, satisfying breath, both in and out. Warrior one. Star pose. Wide-legged forward fold. Take the fingers underneath the heels, find a lengthening of the spine, a leaning forward of the weight into the balls of the feet. Keep the toes light. Shins begin to lengthen, tops of the foot working. Halfway lift all the way back up to star. Low lunge. High plank, vinyasa. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Stretch it back, lean it back. Sturdy, steady breath in and out. Right leg steps forward to lunge. Rise up through warrior one. Interlace the hands, take a cycle of breath in. Lifting the chest, grounding through the back left heel. Then interlace the hands at the low back, chest expansion to humble warrior. Even out the weight on your feet. Even them out through the balls of your feet and the heels. Sturdy, steady breath in and out. Rise up through warrior one. Point both toes forward. Wide-legged forward fold with chest expansion. What happens if you breathe into the back of your rib cage, spread through the outer hips? Rise up through star, warrior one, to the back of your space with chest expansion. Humble warrior. Notice where you're gripping, where you're sagging or drooping down. And bring a sturdiness of the breath to those areas. So you're still supported as you drape the body closer to the earth. Rise back up through star. Release the hands, low lunge to the front of your mat. High plank, vinyasa through. Downward facing dog. Bring the knees to lower down. Come to find your seat. Bring the legs out in front of you. Take the right foot to the elbow crease of the left arm and then hug the outer right knee. Just begin to rock the baby. Bringing that shin up, chest up. And then lower the right leg down. Switch out the legs. You're working your upper back as you keep the shoulders nice and broad across the back side of the body. Rock out, happy baby. And then lower the leg down. Square pose. Left ankle on top of the right knee. If this doesn't feel good in your body, then bring it in front of the knee. Take a breath in. Fold your torso over your legs. And 5 cycles of breath. I'm going to re-invite in my mudra of calm, sturdy stability as I bring one palm to rest on the other. Let the outer hips move wide. Releasing the hands, bringing the torso back up. Taking the top leg behind you for half hero's pose. Leaning the weight back onto your forearms, lifting up through the left hip as you bring the left knee down towards the earth. Sturdy breath in and stabilizing breath out. Good. Reaching through the left leg to bring the torso back up. Switching out the legs. Right leg on top, left leg lowers down. Fold over your thighs. Invite back in that mudra of calm stability. Five cycles of breath. Make your way back up, bring that right leg out to the side in half hero's pose. Come to your forearms if that's available. Then reach along through the right knee, lift the right hip up and land on that sweet spot where you feel the tissues along the front of the right thigh just spreading and lengthening. Come on up. Extend both legs out. Lower down onto your spine. Bring the hands underneath the hips. Extend the legs out straight, fish pose. You'll draw the elbows towards one another. Lift up onto the crown of the head. Stretch the neck. Lift the chin away from the chest. And take a few deep breaths as the heart lifts up high. Bring chin to chest, lower the head down. Remove your arms out and from underneath the hips. Find a nice wiggling of the feet and low back. Forward and back on the heels in a rocking motion, just getting any fidgets out. And then making your way into your final Shavasana. Letting the tissues spread wide to the sides of the body. Connecting to that sturdiness beneath. The calming of this posture of doing nothing, but observing everything. And welcome in that gentle rocking motion, that swaying motion from side to side, forward and back. Come into a fetal position on either side of your mat. Then make your way up to your seat. Coming into your seated position. And just notice if this seated position is more easeful, more spacious than when you first arrived. So So the asanas are a great prep for our meditative practice or our pranayama practices. The movement allows us to get the wiggles out, the fidgets out, so we can sit and observe for a longer period of time. Come to find that calming mudra. Exhale out all the air. And stay with your sturdy, satisfying breaths in and breaths out for as long as your moments allow. Thank you for joining me in this practice. I look forward to seeing you in the next. With light love, gratitude, and grace, namaste.